Ilona Maher being the reason the Bristol Bears had to move their match to Ashton Gate.
Yeah. Have we moved from a Saturday to a Sunday for that?
Yeah, we have.
Fuming.
Yeah, that's the impact. She's arrived, in case you haven't noticed. I mean, have you been living under a rock? A 3-month contract with Bristol. Dave Ward is apparently going to be playing the part of Roy Kent. They asked him in this Ted Lasso era of Bristol Bears' history. If you have not watched it, it's okay.
Watch it on Apple TV. It's really good.
Okay.
I did check with Will, who's the media manager at Bristol, because we wanted to invite her to the Sports Personality of the Year Awards, which is what I'm working on at work at the moment. And she can't go because she's going back to the US. So she's not going to be here for that long. She's jetting in and out like the superstar that she is.
Are you off to Spotty, Mo?
No.
Oh, no, nor me.
No.
We did get an invite.
Last year, but we're training.
Sorry.
Sorry.
There we are.
No, we did actually get the invite, but we've got Quinn's extra at the weekend. Why?
I'm also not going,
Yeah,
in
you're not
case
going,
anyone's
no.
wondering. Just in case anyone's wondering.
You have fun,
Scaz?
Elma.
You invited now?
No.
Wait, I don't
Just
understand.
thought
Are you
Elma
actually
was
not?
I thought Elma was dishing out the invites. That's all. I thought I must have got lost.
Apparently you need 4.5 million followers. for it.
Very well.
Apparently you need to be on Forbes 30 Under 30 and Sports Illustrated and finish second in Dancing with the Stars US.
So I'm still a bit confused why I'm not going.
She got the move.
Okay, well, what position should she play? Coach Charlie, here we go, on the spot. Go.
Oh, if I was coaching her, I think I'd want her to play on the wing. I think purely because if you had her for 15s for longer, I think her skill set that I've seen from sevens and her physical capabilities definitely lend themselves to play in the centre. But I think for a 3-month contract and to maximise her impact, what are you saying? Because
Just chuffed about the physical
you need to play in the
capabilities.
centres. Exactly, Scaz. Exactly. I'm actually going to give you more of a compliment now as well. In the fact that I think the mental side of playing the centres probably haven't, from a coach point of view, you haven't got the time to get up to speed on that to have the effect that you could have on the wing. Now, I'm not saying playing on the wing is easy because playing anywhere in rugby is hard, but you can maybe have a little bit more of, you're a physical genetic freak, you're really strong, you're really fast. We can put you on the wing and have more impact in those 3 months than actually at 12 or 13. There's far more defensive reads, far more attacking to do. So that's my thought there. Mo, looks like you disagree.
No, I've got a question.
Oh, yeah, hit me.
In that Bristol Bears back three then,
Yep.
who are you dropping?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's why I'm
yeah.
glad I'm not a coach, Mo, because
That's Dave's problem. He's
Yeah.
signed everyone.
Yeah, fair.
yeah, exactly.
You're professional coach.
You sticky already.
What is the in-joke there?
Oh, so on our car journey here, which is a whole different
three of you came
conversation.
together, didn't you,
yes,
from
I've had
Gloucester?
3 hours in the car with these two. I said something about it being my first year coaching, and Mo very rightly said, but it's not your first year coaching because for 7 of my years as a player I coached alongside. And I foolishly said my first year being a professional coach, and these
Which he was
two
buzzing
latched
about.
straight onto,
Buzzing.
professional coach, are you? I'll double down. Yeah, I am somehow. Is this going to be throughout the whole pod?
No,
probably, yeah.
Throughout the whole
Maybe.
car
Yeah,
journey.
fair.
So yes, it will
Fair.
be throughout the whole
Would you
podcast.
consider yourself a professional podcaster because you've got so many of...
Absolutely not. I'm incredibly amateur when it comes to that. This sort of setup, I just sit on a computer for my silly wrestling podcast and just do that. So, but no, going back to the question brought to rugby, my safe space. I think you can
Good segue,
maximise.
professional
Thanks, mate.
podcaster.
Thank you, mate.
What a pro.
You can maximise her impact in 3 months. I think on the wing more so. But who'd you drop? Who'd you drop from that
know,
back
that was the
three?
question.
Exactly. I don't know because you can't drop Millie David for me right now because she's scoring a ridiculous number of tries. Jazz on the other wing is one of the best finishers in the league. So I don't know, but I'm probably very pleased that this professional coach doesn't have to make that decision.
Nice.
That's professional coach Dave Ward's job.
Mo?
Sorry, I just want to give a little shout out to Courtney Keat as well, because in that
Yeah,
back three,
she did
sometimes I
well.
think she doesn't always get the raps, but she is so solid for them.
And Renika, who's was
And
in
Renika
Dubai
Bonnet,
and
who was-
going to Cape Town,
yeah,
who's not
exactly.
even here right now.
That's why I didn't really bring her into the conversation. She's over at sevens,
Yeah.
but that's the one that you don't want to see is Elona coming in and it's stunting the growth of any of those younger wingers. Like you look at Millie Dave at the moment, and she's absolutely flying. For me, she's a ringer for being in the Red Roses, especially some of the injuries on the wing, come Six Nations time, the way she's playing at the moment. You don't want her development as a young player to be stunted by Ilona Maher coming in. And it's not like, as big a superstar as she is, it's not as if you're bringing an experienced 15s winger in who she could maybe learn from. Ilona is potentially going to be learning a lot of 15s as she's going, so you don't get that plus side of it.
Where would you play, Mo?
Well, she said she wants to be a back row, hasn't she?
Has she?
Yeah.
Has she?
She's come out and said she wants to
Missed
play
that.
back row.
What, in the last few days?
Can't
Before
remember.
now,
Yeah.
I've heard vicious rumours about it.
Where she played, because I've missed this, when she's played her 2 caps for US Eagles before,
I
where
don't
she
know
played?
actually.
Centre
Yeah, not
was her
sure.
previous position, but she has spoken about the fact that she's keen on back row as well. The question is, if she wants to play Rugby World Cup 25, all of the decisions taken now needs to optimize her chances of getting selected for that Rugby World Cup squad. So now the thing is, if you're looking at the USA lineup, you've got Aliv Kalter and Kate Zachary.
Sorry, what was that noise,
Sorry,
Elma?
totally different thing. Have you seen some of the memes that have come out?
No, don't.
Outstanding.
No, Exeter.
I've enjoyed this so
Exeter,
much.
Trail finders.
No, but Exeter had 10 or 12 on their Instagram post, and they have since deleted at least 8 of them.
Oh, really?
Have they actually?
Yeah, they were tweeting it. We were all over it. Sally Ann was screenshotting loads of it, firing it to me.
Kate Zachary reposted them.
Yeah,
Ealing
it's the
one
ones
out.
we quoted and being like, "You okay, hun?"
What has Gloucester Hartpury?
And that was my favourite bit. So good.
So
Oh,
after
dear.
all of that, I'm sure she's spoken to USA 15's coach, Sione Fukufoka, about this and gone, okay, coach, I want to play Rugby World Cup. Where do you need me to gain some experience? Which is the question I think that all of us are asking. If you're looking at that USA lineup, where are the gaps that she can bring and offer something? Like, is that on the wing for the US?
Off the top of my head, probably, but then you've got players like Baz, who's obviously one of ours, who does a sensational job on the wing for America, and then like so obviously Lottie Sharp at Sarah. So you've got good wingers. I think probably off the top of my head, I'd say it's probably where you're looking for her with that 2025 World
So
Cup.
if she's saying that she wants to be a back row, we've got Rachel Johnson, Kate Zachary.
The
like,
back row's
those guys.
stacked.
And she said, I'd love
Talia,
to be
Georgie.
someone like a Sophie de Goody, but I wouldn't want to go up against her. Scary.
Wow, I think straight away you're not playing in the back row. Then with that mindset straight away, that doesn't really lend itself to being in the pack.
Yeah, ouch. Scazzy?
I kind of, if it was me, I think I'd put her on the wing for this 3 months.
Is this just so you'd have to play opposite her if you're playing?
Yeah,
But she's
13?
tackling
well,
us.
you drift onto the wingers a lot
Yeah.
of the time defensively, so yeah, I'll
Should
enjoy
be.
that
That's
one.
good intel.
Yeah, it's about to say, tell me more.
If your system's right,
No, we're going to just jam in on.
Yeah, we're going
Scaz is
in
going to
this
jam
week.
on you this
We're
week,
going
Mo.
in.
That's how we're looking this week. Yeah,
Aggressively
exactly.
in.
Exactly.
Yeah. Pile it in.
Hook D.
Footwork.
Yeah.
The classic hook.
Yeah, the classic hook. Lost my train of thought actually.
Ilona
Yeah,
Maher on the
yeah,
wing.
Ilona Maher.
So I agree. I think I'd play her on the wing given this 3-month period at Bears. However, if Sione's looking at it from a broader point of view, potentially the World Cup, we don't know. We're not in his head. We don't know how they play the game. We don't know what he wants to get out of the next, 9 months in terms of the build up to that. Only he will know that, and only he will know where he thinks they will get the best out of her. So I don't know the answer to the
I
question.
think it's interesting at Bears as well because they're not a team where their wingers just stay on the wing. They're a team where their wingers are very, very busy coming in. They're playing different shapes. So how well, if she is on the wing, how well she's going to adjust to that coming in, how long it's going to take her to transition into that. Be interesting to see as well.
Yeah, and one thing she'll certainly get at Bristol is the ball in her hands a lot. I've never
Yeah.
seen a team play ball and play like it as you
You don't
experienced the
have to rub it
weekend. Yes. But can I ask you 3 a question as players?
Go on.
So, huge superstar. I don't know what she's like, but huge social media following. Don't know her personally, but she's coming in with all this fanfare and media attention into your squad for purely 3 months. As players in the squad, how does that make you feel?
Sorry, before you answer, professional podcasting.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
So smooth.
Whoa.
So smooth.
Not my first
That was
rodeo.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, wanted to ask it, so I didn't have to answer that
Yeah,
question.
nice.
So if I ask it, now I won't have to answer.
And go. Mo.
Why do I have to go first? Can I just jump on the back of whatever Scaz said?
That's what I normally.
This is how
No,
our
that's what I normally
podcast
do.
works.
That's what I normally do in coaches
Yeah.
meetings. Scaz makes a point, and I go, "No, I agree with that. It's a very small. Yeah, no, good Scaz,
The
good,
only
good."
thing I'd add,
Yeah, exactly. I took it right off my tongue there, Scaz. What I was going to say.
do you know what? Like, firstly, you have to respect it. Like, as a player, if you've got ambition, obviously, to go to the World Cup, which she does, it's going to be hopefully one of the biggest that's ever been. Like, you have to respect that she's put herself in a position where she can do whatever she needs to do to put her hand up to be given the best shot. I think when you actually break it down, we've had a girl at Hartpury who plays for the Netherlands who is absolutely quality, unbelievable. She can't play for the PWR because of the laws around it, that it's not a top tier nation. So like there's laws around like in the game, how many caps you've got to be able to come over and play, how many, like what nation you're playing for to allow you to play in the PWR. So for us to have players that are genuinely good enough to be there, not being allowed, so then that to be waived because of a social media following, I think that's a hard place that the game's got to. Totally understand it, like get it, the media revenue, everything else around it. But as a player, I think it's like quite tough. And obviously, did you see Keris Hale's tweet as well?
What did she say?
She basically said, like, find it really fascinating that there's a lot of girls at Bristol that can't even get their expenses paid to come to training, and then they sign like an absolute superstar, big hitter for 3 months. So it's like it's not an easy answer. There's so many facets to it.
So many different sides to it.
Yeah.
There's also the side of I don't feel sorry for her as such, but you might start to, because there's so much pressure on her.
Yeah.
To like come over to probably
and get picked,
create content, but fundamentally she's got to play rugby.
Yeah.
So therefore she's got to come over, she's got to play well, she's got to train well, she's got to get up to speed so fast in a system that will be like completely foreign to her. One, because Bristol play in a very different way. The amount she'd probably have to learn there would be huge.
100%.
And yet she's got to then be this person that everybody's going to come to Ashton Gate to watch. Well, is she even going to be on the pitch? Like, I think that pressure on her as well is also huge.
Well, they moved a game for it.
To a Sunday.
There's a lot of different sides to it, as
Yeah.
Mo said. I think it's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out.
Like, overwhelming. Obviously, it's amazing for the sport that there's a following like that. Like, Bristol Bears have doubled their Instagram followers overnight. Like, class. The fact that somebody has that amount of impact is amazing. Like, and genuinely, she's worked really hard for it. She seems very humble.
I also can't wait to see who tries to collab with her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, all just
had
at
this
training,
discussion
all
yesterday.
training.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in the same picture together. Collab.
Yeah.
Come on, then,
Will
you
she
guys,
accept it?
you
Will she
guys know the
accept it?
Bristol Bears squad far better
No,
than me.
not going there,
No,
Charlie.
I don't.
No,
Not
no.
going there.
How about you
Oh.
answer that question?
No, I don't know him,
Professional
mate.
coach.
I don't know him. I do want to jump on what you said, though, Mo, of I think that rule that we have, and I don't know who sets it, it's the RFU, the PWL, the government, I don't know who sets it, but the fact that where someone's born and what country they can play for limits their ability to play in the PWR is absolute nonsense.
Surely that has to be relooked.
It's similar. We had a player at Cheltenham when I was there who's Swedish, plays the Swedish national team. In my mind, would add value to any PWR squad, back five player, brilliant player. Her ceiling for playing rugby in England was playing championship rugby. She won championship rugby. There was nowhere else to go. So she moved back to Sweden and we lost her from rugby. She doesn't play rugby anymore because there was nothing more for her. It's like, how as a game are we having rules that are limiting people's ceiling because of where they're born and stopping them playing?
And what role does that rule play? Because if English qualified players, if the EQP system is in place to protect the English system, then that's fine. So what difference does it make whether a player comes from Sweden or South Africa?
But I also think, like, with the EQP, it doesn't get implemented or people ignore it. So, like, what difference does it make? And obviously they're making points deductions now, but it's a hard balance again because teams can't get English qualified players that are going to make them competitive. So they bring in foreign players to try and make them competitive, but then they're getting points deductions.
Yeah.
And where's the balance there? Like, you're trying to bring through English players, but you're also stopping other nations. And like I think we have responsibility to the global game as well, but also, yeah, it's just
We
a
want to
really
be the best.
That's
difficult
generous
debate.
as a player to say.
I think we
She
do.
switched on our Bexes.
I think we do have a global responsibility. I think if people want to come over and play in our league and they're good enough to play in our league, I think they should be allowed to play in our league. Like you say, with the rule, I think they should be allowed to play in our league if they're good enough. But I also 100% understand from the RFU's point of view, you can't do that because they've ploughed all the money into it. And I think, again, interesting debate with all the stuff going on with the Welsh girls, and some of them don't play and they go to Celtic Challenge and stuff like that. Like, had they come in at the start and decided that they wanted a club at the start, would they be in a better place or not? And their game's struggling now as well. So it's tough debate all around, really.